For when ships collide at sea and lives are lost, there must be an accounting. Responsibility must be fixed. These are hard facts, but the rules men who go to sea live by can be no less hard than the sea itself. It is early morning, Tuesday, June 3rd, 1969. A combined naval force is steaming in the South China Sea during a SEATO exercise codenamed Sea Spirit. At the center of the formation is HMAS Melbourne, an Australian anti-submarine aircraft carrier. Screening Melbourne, patrolling in a sector, are 5 destroyers, the USS Frank E. Evans, HMNZS Blackpool, HMS Cleopatra, USS Keys, and USS Larson. The officer in tactical command of the formation is aboard Melbourne. The formation is on a base course of 220, speed 18 knots, and is zigzagging in accordance with a plan in the exercise operation order. All units in the formation are steaming at darkened ship with no navigational lights showing. The sea is glassy and the wind calm. Visibility is unrestricted in bright moonlight and scattered clouds. Lieutenant J.G. David R. Burton comes up to relieve the deck at approximately 23:45 on June 2nd. His JOOD is Lieutenant J.G. John Reynolds. Burton has been on board Evans for almost 2 years and has been standing OOD watches for several months. The screen commander has designated Evans rescue destroyer for flight operations. 3 times during the previous hours between 1800 and 2300, Evans has been ordered from her screening position to plane guard 1,000 yards astern of Melbourne.
Screen of Melbourne, guide in the center, 21 knots, no other active contacts. Next contact will be Skunk Gulf.
Jim. Ready to relieve you.
Ready to be relieved. We've got the Melbourne down here in the center, the Keys, Larson's, Cleopatra, Blackpool, and we're down the bottom.
The captain's night orders, which contain the commanding officer's instructions for watchstanding, have been prepared and sent to the bridge. All officers standing deck and CIC watches must read and initial them. Tonight, the orders state the CO is to be called for all changes in the formation, but not for course and speed changes used in patrolling station. Melbourne will resume flight operations at 0330, but that fact is not mentioned in the night orders. The CO, Commander Philip C. Mitchell, is in his sea cabin preparing to retire for the night.
I relieve you, sir.
I stand relieved.
This is Lieutenant J.G. Burton. I have the deck and the con.
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir. My rudder is right 10 degrees, coming to course 285.
The first hours of the watch are fast-paced. The OTC stops and restarts the zigzag plan several times.
Increase your rudder to right standard.
Increase my rudder to right standard. Aye, sir.
Evans is applying constant rudder and frequent speed changes to remain on station and patrol her sector.
Indicate turns for 21 knots.
Indicate turns for 21 knots. Aye, aye, sir.
At about 0230, Lieutenant J.G. Burton turns the con over to his JOOD.
How about driving for a while? I want to check the message traffic. We're on 270 at 21 knots. Just be sure to...
At the time Lieutenant J.G. Reynolds assumes the con, the formation has temporarily stopped zigzagging.
This is Lieutenant J.G. Reynolds. I have the con.
At 0253, the OTC orders the formation to turn left to course 185. 2 minutes later, he orders resumption of zigzagging. Lieutenant J.G. Reynolds mistakes the 185 course just ordered for the base course of the zigzag plan. While the duty of the OOD is to supervise and assist the other members of his watch team and to ensure the conning officer knows the base course and speed of the formation, Lieutenant J.G. Burton does not correct Mr. Reynolds' mistaken assumption. The time is now 03:08. In 1 minute, Evans will receive a message directing her to assume rescue destroyer station astern of Melbourne. The events leading to disaster are about to begin. At this time, Evans is out of station and in Blackpool's sector. This places her off the port bow of Melbourne, which is steaming on course 260, the current leg of the zigzag plan. Reynolds believes Evans is directly ahead of Melbourne or to starboard. Moreover, he believes the carrier is on course 205. The time, just before 0309. The next leg of the zigzag for the carrier is left to 240. Melbourne will not execute that turn, for she is about to alter the formation.
Charlie 1, this is Juliet 3. Execute to follow. Formation 1. Call sign Mike 3. Call sign Bravo 4. Break. Bravo 4. Over.
This is Bravo 4. Roger out.
Contrary to the captain's night orders that he be called for changes in station, he is not informed of the signal telling Evans to take rescue destroyer station. The time, 0310.
Charlie 1, this is Juliet 3. Stand by. Execute. Break. Bravo 4. Over.
Bravo 4. Roger out.
Right 10 degrees, rudder.
Right 10 degrees, rudder, right? Rudder's at right 10 degrees.
Very well.
Because Reynolds thinks he is dead ahead or to starboard of Melbourne, he chooses a right turn to station. Were the carrier to make a left turn to the next zigzag leg, the range would open further and Evans would pass safely down Melbourne's starboard side to her station astern of the carrier.
She's too close for a maneuvering board solution. We'll have to eyeball her in.
Evans' actual position makes the starboard turn a dangerous maneuver. She is turning into the carrier. Melbourne, which had previously collided with an Australian destroyer in 1964, has given the screening ships in the present formation instructions always to turn away from the carrier when taking station. For added safety, she positions rescue destroyers behind her before turning to her course for flight operations. This allows the destroyer to follow in the carrier's wake as she turns into the wind.
Passing 310, sir.
Very well.
Evans' slow, wide turn in front of the carrier is causing concern on the bridge of Melbourne. In order to alert Evans to the danger, Melbourne's captain sends in code his course of 260.
Bravo 4, this is Mike 3. Mike Corpin, shackle. Zulu, uniform. Uniform, Lima. Unshackle. Break. Time, 0312. Over.
Bravo 4. Roger out.
Passing 000, sir.
Very well. Steady on new course 050.
Steady new course 050, aye, sir.
Melbourne's coming around to 160.
Lieutenant J.G. Burton incorrectly decodes 260 as 160 and misinterprets the Mike Corpin signal to mean that Melbourne is coming to that course. The time, 0313 plus. Anxiety increases on Melbourne's bridge as Evans continues its right turn into the carrier. The captain orders Melbourne's navigational lights turned on to full brilliance and sends a stronger warning to Evans.
Bravo 4, this is Mike 3. You're on a collision course. Over.